Welcome dear students to this video which will be talking about telling the time. We will start talking about quarter hour. In the student book we will be in page 286 and 287. So let's say Bismillah. We see the clocks everywhere in our life. We see it at home, in the school, and anywhere we go to. So, because it's very important to know the time, and that one of the tools which are very important to know the time is the clocks. So, this is why we need the clocks. Now, the question is 1 hour contains how many minutes? Can you predict? Let's remember what we said inside the class. We said if we want to represent 1 hour, we have to know that we have small marks in the clock which called minutes. This is a minute, it's a minute, this one is a minute, another minute, another minute. How many minutes do you have here so far? I have 5 minutes. Aha, yes, teacher. So we are counting by fives when we are dealing with minutes in this case. Yes, of course. Do you remember? We said if I want to move it from 1 hour to another, I have to count by fives to know how many minutes do I have. So let's see how many minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Great. 35, 40, 45, 50, for here, 50, 55, 60. Excellent. So, how many minutes do I have in 1 hour? Yes, I have 60 minutes. Excellent. So, the answer is 60. Now, let's remember something. We said when we have the long hand, which is called the minutes hand, and which is pointing number 12, we say o'clock. Whenever or wherever the hour's hand is pointing to. So, the hour's hand is the small and the short one, but the minutes hand is the longer one. Now, what is the time right now? Can you predict? The hour's hand is on number 4, but the minutes hand is on number 12. So how do we read it? 4 o'clock. Excellent. We say the hour and then we add o'clock because the minutes hand is on number 12. So 4 o'clock. What about each one of these examples? Number 1. Can you read it? Yes, excellent. 2 o'clock. What about the second one? 7 o'clock. Great job. And the third one, guys? 10 o'clock. Super. Now we said we have 60 minutes in 1 hour. What about if I have half an hour? Can you predict how many minutes do I have? Super. 30 minutes. Yes, the half of 60 is 30. What about if I have a quarter? Quarter an hour. Can you predict how many minutes? Super excellent. 15 minutes. You're right. Now we will read this kind of a clocks. If we have the minutes hand as you see on number 3, so we read it as quarter past and which number that the hour's hand is pointing to. So here it's pointing number 3. So I say quarter past 3. And there is another way to say quarter after 3. And if I have the minutes hand on number 6, that means I have to say half past. So Which number that the hour's hand is pointing to? Number 3. So I say the time is 3:30. Let's talk about these examples. Number 1, it's 1:30. What about number 2? Can you predict the second clock? Excellent. 5:30. Yes, that means I have 30 minutes to reach 6 and 30 minutes after 5. So I have to read it as half past the number which I skipped it. And I want to go to the next one. Got it? Another way I can say 8:30 for the third clock. Excellent. Now, if I have the minutes hand on number 9, let's learn how do we read the clock in this case. We read it as quarter to to the next hour, guys, not the previous hour. So here I say I have a quarter to reach number 11, right? So quarter to 11. Let's talk about these examples. Number 1, I have quarter to be on 6. So quarter to 6. What about the second one? Quarter to 3. Super excellent. What about the third one? Quarter to 12. Amazing job. Yes, you're right. And let's remember, as we said, 1 hour is 60 minutes. Now, guys, before practicing, I want to tell you about something else. About the standard form for expressing the times. So, for example, I have this clock as you see. I want to express it in the standard form, which is here. I represent the hours and then I represent the minutes. Okay, let's start. Here, the hour's hand is pointing at which number? Can you know? Can you tell me? Excellent. It's pointing number 7. Now, I write here 7. Now, let's talk about the minutes. The minutes hand is pointing at which number? Let's count by fives to know. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Excellent. So the number of minutes is 30. So it is 7:30. And we can say it's 7:30. 7:30. What about this one, guys? In the standard form first, we put like this to know how do we read the clock. Which number that the hour's hand is pointing to? Number 1. We did not reach 2 yet. We did not reach number 2. We are on number 1. We did not reach 2 o'clock, so here I write 1. 1. And let's count how many minutes do I have. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Excellent. So 45 is the time, is the minutes, or is representing the minutes. So the time is 1:45. 1:45. Or we can say quarter to 2. Excellent. What about this time? Let's write it in the standard form before. Hours and then minutes. Now, the hours hand is pointing at which number? Number 1. Excellent. And what about the minutes number? Let's count the minutes by counting by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. Excellent. So the time is what? The time is 1:30. 1:30, or we can say half past 1. Another one. How to represent it using the standard form, hours and minutes. The shorthand, which is the hours hand, is pointing to which number? Number 6. So we write 6. And now the minutes one is pointing at which number? Number 12. Excellent. So that means I have 0 in the minutes, right? Because I did not walk to any minutes yet. Just I will start working in order to count by 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, such that I am on a 12. So that means I am on 0 yet. So it is 6 o'clock. Now let's talk about something in our book. Remember, 1 hour as 60 minutes. Now let's read each time in the standard form as you see in your book. We said the shorthand representing the hours and the longhand representing the minutes. So how can we read this time? We said hours and then minutes in the standard form. How can we read this time? We say the hours. Which hour is represented here? Number 2, 2. And how many minutes do we have? 5, 10, 15. So 15 minutes. Excellent. What about this one? Can you help me? Let's start. Which hour do we have here? We have 2. Excellent. Look at the small hand, at the hours hand. It is pointing to number 2. And how many minutes do we have? We say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. Excellent, excellent. Yes, you're right. What about the last one, guys? Yes, can you predict it? Try. Excellent. We said we are on number 2, and then we have what? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and 45. So the time is 45. Super. Now, here we have a very important question. It says, tell me how many minutes do I have in each case? Number 1, I have 1 hour and 15 minutes. So, how many minutes do I have in this case? We said 1 hour as 60 minutes, such that you have 1 hour. That means I have 60 minutes. And you have, in addition to that, you have 15 minutes. So you have 60 minutes from 1 hour plus 15 minutes. Can you predict what is the answer? 0 plus 5 is 5, and 6 plus 1 is 7. So 75 minutes. What about number 2? You have 1 hour and 45 minutes. We said 1 hour means 60 minutes, and 45 minutes will be added here in order to know the number in total. 0 plus 5 is 5, and 6 plus 4 is 10. So here I have 105 minutes. Amazing job. What about 2 hours? 2 hours. I know that 1 hour is 60 minutes, teacher. So this is 1 hour and another hour, so I have another 60 minutes, right? So 0 plus 0 is 0, and 6 plus 6 is 12. So teacher, I have 120 minutes. I'm gonna tell you excellent. You're right. Now I want you to complete the rest of the questions by yourself and ask me if you have any problem or if you have any question. Now let's see the questions here. Write each time in the standard form as we learned. Now, remember, I see what is my hour, and then I see the number of minutes, and then I represent and write the standard form easily. So here, what is the hour? I did not reach 10, by the way. I need these minutes or these jumps to reach 10 o'clock. So I did not reach 10 o'clock anymore. That means I am on number 9. So the hour is number 9. The hour is on number 9. Now, how many minutes do I have? 5, 10, 20, sorry, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Excellent. So 9:45. What about number 8? I did not reach 7 o'clock. I did not reach it yet. I am on 6 and half an hour, right? Because I need half an hour, as you see, to reach 7 o'clock. So I am on number 6. So the hour is 6. And number of minutes, how many minutes do we have? Let's count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. So 6:30. Excellent. Now, let's answer number 9. 6. How many minutes? 1, 2, 3. Sorry. 5, counting by fives, remember. 5, 10, 15. Yes. So it's 6:15. Amazing job. What about number 10? The small hand and the long hand both on number 12. The hours hand and the minutes hand both are on number 12. So what do you think? So the hours is represented by number 12 and the minutes on number 12 too. So that means 0, right? So it is 12 o'clock. Do you remember when we said when the minutes hand on number 12? That means we say o'clock. Now I want you to complete the rest of the questions and ask me if you want to ask anything you want.